Many mouse and keyboard players have a fundamental misconception of what DPI is and how much that actually can affect your aim. To understand what DPI is, especially if you're new to mouse and keyboard, DPI stands for dots per inch. So within a square inch, your mouse cursor can pick up, say if you have a 400 DPI, 400 dots per inch. Now let's go over the common DPI ranges, which are 400, 800, and 1600. Now, there has been many tests and studies done saying that a higher DPI reduces input latency, and there has been tests done to prove this. But what if I was to tell you that there isn't one best DPI, and the input latency difference between 1600 and 400, you're not going to feel? What's going on, everybody? You already know who it is. It is your boy, the Dry Nude here. And in today's video, we're going to go over what DPI means with your aim and which one you should choose depending on where you are at in your aim journey. Now, if you're just starting out on mouse and keyboard and you're wondering what DPI to use, my recommendation would be use a 400 DPI. The reason for this is simply because using a lower DPI, you will not see the imperfections of your aim compared to a higher DPI. Let me explain. Say you're at 800 DPI and you use a 5 in-game sensitivity. That equates to around a 36 centimeter 360. Now say you use the same sensitivity, a 36 centimeter 360 at 400 DPI. That would mean that you would have an in-game sensitivity at 400 DPI of 2.5. Now, if you notice that you're playing on 4 in-game sensitivity at 800 DPI, it will feel wildly different than playing at 2.5 at a 400 DPI. Why is this, and why does it feel off? Well, playing at a higher DPI, you are able to see more imperfections of your aim just because you're playing at a higher DPI. Remember, DPI stands for dots per inch. So if you're playing at a 800 DPI, your mouse sensor is more sensitive to your movements than playing at a 400 DPI. This is why I would recommend someone who's starting out in their aiming or doesn't have the mouse control, you are going to notice that playing at a 400 DPI is a way easier to be more consistent on. Again, because you don't have that many dots per inch, and because it's not picking up the imperfections of your aim or your shakiness. Now, 800 DPI is not that high of a DPI, let's be honest. But 400 DPI, it would be a lot easier to be more consistent on, and you will not see the imperfections of your aim as much as if you're playing a higher DPI. The higher the DPI, the more imperfections of your aim you are going to see. Now, what if you're someone that already has mouse control, someone that already has and has been playing mouse and keyboard for a little bit, and they want to improve their aim even more, they want to push themselves even further, then I would recommend for you, like I myself am now trying out and playing on 1600 DPI. Why is this? That is because we have already mastered mouse control. We already can tell our mouse what to do, basically. Whenever we have an imperfection in our aim, that is on us. That is our mistake. That is our problem. Okay. Some of you are going to like to stay on 400 DPI. That is totally fine. Do you want to be consistent, or do you want to improve even further beyond that consistency? That is why a lot of CSGO pros back in the day stuck to 400 DPI, because you were able to aim consistently with that. But now, how fast-paced shooters are, I want to have and control every little bit and aspect of my mouse. And to those people, I will say, play it at a higher DPI. Well, if you're coming from controller, DPI pretty much is your dead zone. See, the higher the dead zone, the less control you have over your analog stick. But the lower your dead zone, the more control you have over your analog stick. This is why players like Jen Burton, who is an Apex legend and one of the best Apex aimers I've seen on controller, plays at a 0 dead zone. Why is this? Because he wants to have the most control over his joystick as possible. Now, a 0 dead zone won't work for everybody. And yes, you will see stick drift, but he's able to control it. He wants to have as much control over his controller as possible. Same thing when it comes to mouse and keyboard. No, when it comes to your DPI, you don't have to play on an absurd amount like 3200 DPI. Let's just put it for example. Yes, you are going to be able to do that, and yes, you are going to be able to have more fine-tune or more control over your mouse, but there is a certain point at which DPI, or the dots per inch, has diminishing returns. So basically 1600 is right in the middle where you don't have any diminishing returns. That is my lesson today on DPI. I hope it helped you out, and I hope it helps you figuring out what you want to do when it comes to mouse aiming, and hopefully this clears it up for you. Let me know down in the comment section below if this video helped. As always, guys, remember, stay blessed and stay humble, and I'll catch you in another video. Peace.